Coming to you live from the mystical planet known as Straya. It's time for Destiny Down Under.
G'day and welcome to the 178th episode of the Destiny Down Under podcast. As every week, I'm Log Power Slave, and I'm joined by Fearless Lawmaster, Hobbit, and I don't know, what are you this week? Injured person, because you fucked your arm.
Injured bird.
Broken wing,
Myelin, broken wing Lawmaster.
Spread these broken wings. Oh man, I've got a story about that song later in the I'll tell it later in the podcast. Anyway, I don't know why that came up. I just had a flashback to like 1990s Scotland, but moving on. How you going, mate?
Well, what was it? So what's been happening is on stream, I don't know what my streams are. They just go in any direction. We just ride, as Gamma Trap says, just ride the wave and hope you don't wipe out, right? That's how we roll in the streams. And somehow we got onto watching my old fight videos. So I had a couple of the Muay Thai fight up, and I was just getting pumped. And I'm just gone back to training. Been doing Muay Thai. I just started doing double lessons, like Muay Thai followed by Jiu-Jitsu, or Jiu-Jitsu then Muay Thai. And I went to the no-gi Jiu-Jitsu class, which is very obviously wrestling based.
Yep.
And I dislocated my shoulder. Went in for a double leg takedown. The guy sprawled, jumped on top of me. Shoulder popped out, and it was my good shoulder. I've dislocated my right arm 3 times. I've had major surgery on it, and I've never had issues with it since. And it's been like 7 years, and I've never had any issues out with my left hand.
Ow!
I've never had any issues with my left shoulder, and came out for the first time at training, and I was like, hit the deck. I was like, fuck! I was like, oh, my shoulder's out, and it stayed out for a bit. The coach very gently tried to get it back in and wouldn't get back in.
Oh, man.
And it's just sitting out. And he's like, all right, we obviously need to go to hospital. As I stood up, for a split second, my mind thought about something else. The muscles relaxed, popped back in. And I was like, oh, thank fuck. Oh, my arm's back in. I still went to hospital, just had an x-ray to make sure.
Yep.
Got some painkillers, got a better sling. But that was the beginning of my week. So been playing heaps more games at night.
It sucks, man. I've done my right arm twice, and it's just I never got it like surgically fixed, so I probably should have. But even now, if I lean on a wall or something, I'm like, oh yeah, I could just lean a little bit too hard and go, and it'd come out. So that's one of those things. But that's contact sports for you, boy. You got to be tough. You got to fucking deal with it.
Exactly. You know what? Look, I know we're off topic, but whatever. There's a bunch of new guys, right? There's a bunch of new guys, and like white belts and that. And one of them is like, he's a bit of a pretty boy.
Yep.
To put it nicely. Like he's a good looking dude, right?
Yep.
And he's obviously does like not bodybuilding, but he obviously goes to gym a lot. Like he's a fucking ball of muscle. And we were doing wrestling, and I think he sort of felt his knee feel a bit funny, and he was almost ready to give up. He's like, I can't get injured. He's like, he was like, yeah, he was like, nah, I don't know if this jiu-jitsu's for me. And I was like, nah, mate, it's fine. It's contact sport. Like, I was like, you're going to do this game, you're going to get injured. And then the very next week, fucking old me, I'm sitting on the floor, fucking arm dislocated, going, my arm.
Just lying on the ground. Officers!
To battle. So I don't know if he's going to come back after that, because it is actually scary for new people to see like people get hurt. It's always a bit scary. Dude, I thought this guy's head was going to break. One more story, right?
All right, yeah.
One more fucking story. Sorry. Everyone was like, whoa. So like fucking there's a really good wrestler there, right? And he had like, I think he had like somehow I don't know, he had back control, but he went around and like, like a neck crank where when you twist someone's neck to like
Yeah,
to move their body.
yep.
He sort of like twisted his head, and I swear to God, I was looking at the back of his fucking head and the front of his chin. I was like, "You twisted his head off!" I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Everyone killed him.
No, people were like, "Oh fuck, he's gonna kill him!" Like everyone was a little bit hyped
James
up.
Bond movies. You've killed him.
Yeah, everyone was a bit hyped up. I think everyone needed to fucking chill out for a second and just.
It is scary though. It's yeah. I mean, oh God, I never fought people, but even playing footy and that, when you see someone get fucked up and then know that you're going to willingly put yourself in pretty much exactly the same situation they were in, it's there's a psychological hurdle there to overcome for sure. But yeah, what have I went back to work this week. I went back to work and it fucking sucked. It's
Did you tell everyone how you failed at being a full-time streamer?
Nah, I don't really talk to people about that shit at work. I just just leave it alone. It's like a few people know what I do outside of work, and other than that, I just turn up and do my job and go home. But it's been wild because for the 2 weeks that I was there was no one there to do my job. So it's kind of like I just come back and fucking, oh, well, 3 weeks working the first week. Glad I had that time off.
Feels like that's not fair. Why didn't they?
It's the nature of the beast. It's just the way it is. It's yeah, I don't know. I guess that's the drawback of having a very specific set of skills. I'm not leaving this, but yeah, beyond that, it's been a pretty wild week in the part of our lives that we share, Maddie, in terms of Destiny and internet life and all of that sort of shit. And look, it's off the top of the list in the top, and I think that it'd be, we absolutely have no intention of getting through this podcast without speaking about it pretty plainly and openly and all of that sort of stuff. But I guess if you've been living under a rock, they're all kicked off last Saturday, basically right as the time that we went live, because Matty was live. He hadn't heard about Say No to Rage or any of the stuff that was coming out about him, and sort of since then, it's just been one after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other of people who've either just been outright creeps to people, or people who've been abusing the platform that or abusing the power sort of around their platform to
abusing the sort of the power indifference between someone who is streamer famous and people who are trying to get into the industry and then just basically creeping on women, touching them inappropriately, saying things about them, sharing nudes in Discords, just fucking like in the whole gamut of like super creepy to fucking illegal. Well, we've probably seen it this week.
Yeah, it's been wild, and it's sort of like I ummed and ahed about how best to handle this with the podcast in terms of we know we've got great friends in this community who are ladies that would absolutely get on here and sort of be able to speak to what it's all about, but also felt like that was kind of an unfair thing to do to someone and be like, hey, you come in and speak to this entire fucking cause, right? Yeah. So I thought the best thing that we can do is kind of give our perspective on it as blokes. And, obviously we're not putting ourselves on the other side of the fence, but I think we've both got very, 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 very big reasons to sort of care about it. We've seen friends fucking, on the wrong end of some pretty horrible stuff. And I guess for me, like, I'm at the, like, my eldest daughter's getting to the age now where I'm having a lot of trouble sort of separating this stuff from her in a sense. Like, I want her to be able to get on the internet and play games with her friends and all that sort of shit. And the second that I start seeing, like young women in their early 20s or whatever, and this is, they've been dealing with this shit for years, I'm like, fuck, when does it start? Like, it's one of those things that I feel like as a bloke, and I know this has just got heaps serious all of a sudden, and I make no apologies for it, but as a bloke, right, like I can't control the actions of all the other men, but fuck, I can set a tone. And if I can do that and it helps, like we've got to support the voices of the people who are trying to change this, and that's the strong women in our community, because otherwise it doesn't change for our daughters or their daughters or nothing. It's like it's the same as fucking racism in a way, in that what we've got to do as a society is kind of just breed it out, get rid of it, step by step by step,
You got
remove
to break the
people who
cycle.
hold
Yeah.
those attitudes, and get rid of them, and breed them out, and fucking deplatform them, shut their voices up, shut them down, and that's the end of it. But man, it's been a wild week. That, and throw fucking the whole BSK Orange Justice shit on top of it,
Oh
where
yeah, IP stuff and
yep, just being
basically scaring
absolute
people.
internet shitlords.
Oh, dude, fuck. You should never be happy when you see someone going through a tough time. But when they fucking post people's IP addresses and are being racist in Discord and sharing nudes, it gives you a little bit of fucking happiness when you see their apology going, "I was only a child. Please don't send me to prison." And I fucking suck shit, dickhead. Like I
It's
fucking, they're gonna get stung, man. Like federally, I think, from what
yeah,
the rumors have been.
there's been a few yarns going around about that, and to be honest, like, yeah, you know what? Everyone makes mistakes. That's one thing. But these aren't mistakes. They're repeated fucking patterns of behavior, and they're predatory, and they're at the expense of another fucking human being. So if you think that you can like sit there and go, "I'm sorry," and it's enough, you are so fucking wrong. And to sit here and like, there are things that have come out through this week, people that I already had a fucking view in my mind's eye of, through the way they conduct themselves in this community, who've been absolutely fucking disemboweled by their own shit actions. And I sit here and go, fucking rot, you dog. Like, I could not care less about, oh, it's sad, is it, mate? Fuck you. Like, I don't care.
Yeah. Fucking good luck getting another job.
Yeah, exactly. The fact that you've just broadcast the fact you're a piece of shit across the entire internet. And it's not, obviously it started in our community, which is admittedly a pretty big head trip, right? Like, this is something that started through
Yeah,
content
it did
creators
start
that we
here.
were familiar
Yeah.
with Snaps being, Snaps has like for a very long time been an absolute pillar of that sort of thing in our community. She's super conscientious, super fucking switched on in terms of her own mental health, to the point that she's hosting the mental health seminars and stuff at GCX and whatnot already. And then for her to come along, and her and Jules have the strength to go, no, this isn't on. And it sort of started this absolute landslide of people getting the bravery to speak up. It's man, it's in the New York Times and shit. It's that big of a deal. It's
Yeah.
calling it gaming's Me Too movement. And I'm as a casual bystander, as someone who's it's not my bravery that's made all this happen. It's theirs. But I'm proud that like our community as a game finally has gone, nah, enough's enough. And a lot of these people have just been tarred and feathered and run out of town in the bloody old school sense of the word. Get out.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I see a lot of people that are super worn out by it all, and I think that's fair enough too. So if you're in that sort of mind space, it's been, man, I've read some overwhelming shit.
Yeah. It's been obviously emotionally hard for anyone who's posted something and shared a story, and at the same time, um it's nowhere near close to reading something, but I guess what you're saying, like it's been a tough week just seeing how much abuse has been in the community, basically.
Yeah,
Because every time you log on to Twitter, there's something new, and it's sort of like fuck. Yeah.
I think it's like the thing too, and from my perspective is that, like, I mean, I've read so many bloody Twitlongers this week. I didn't even know what it was before this week, and now I feel like it's a site that's probably in my top 10 viewed sites of all time. But
A bit longer, yeah.
like, I felt like if someone was brave enough to post it, then you kind of owe it to them to, whether you know them or not, read it. And some of it has been just so heavy that I'm, like, I mean, I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere, but I can understand, especially if it's something that you've experienced in your own life, that, the Destiny community on Twitter is probably not the place to be. And if that's the case, then honestly, give yourself a break, because that comes before anything else.
Yeah, exactly.
But man, I don't know how to effectively close this out. It's been such a massive.
I mean, so yeah, we've been having a lot of difficult basically when I started streaming again, we had obviously Black Lives Matter. We had lots of conversations about that. We had lots of conversations about this now. And as people running a podcast or stream, we sort of got to be able to pivot from having tough conversations and then going back
Yeah.
to like talking about gaming. And that transition is always very hard because it's hard to transition from that. So look, I think the most we can say is thank you for the people that have spoken up. We are continue. You have our support, and we'll keep watching the space as it moves forward, and as more people get called out. And I hope you feel safe enough to have a friend in the DDU.
Fuck yeah. That, and the
Uh-huh.
only thing that you can do out of all of this is to hold yourself accountable for your own actions and those
Yeah.
around you. So, if you can do that, that goes a hell of a long way towards making sure this sort of stuff, never really gains a foothold. There's groups of people there that allowed this to happen, participated in it, and that's why it's become so widespread, and that's why they're all fucking gone. So, don't let it take root. It's literally, it's a fucking disease, and it needs to be fucking purged when and where it pops up, because at the end of the day, people will always find a way to be fuckwits. You just got to stop them. All right, well, let's dive into talking about Destiny, that cool game that's heaps of fun. Maddie, what have you done in Destiny this week? We're just going to do a quick roundup. You've probably played more Destiny.
Don't know if you've
How
checked
have you
my
gone?
PvP.
How have you gone with the fucking busted wing? Have you been all right, or?
Okay, so the beginning, once I placed my arm on the keyboard, that's where it stayed. So for example, I didn't have the shoulder strength to move from WASD to F1 because that involved me lifting my arm off the keyboard and then moving to F1. So as long as wherever my arm was, I could do it, but I had to use my other hand to press like escape and F1 and inventory and stuff like that. It's actually, I can do it now, so that's fine. It was a bit rough. I got my Luna kills done on stream. Now I just need to get legend. Getting legend has proved tough. I called in some backup this afternoon. Sassy and Messiah helped out.
Okay.
But we weren't getting too. I mean, Sassy was just popping off. He was sweating like he's never sweated before. So we got a few points in.
I think,
but I've never been past Mythic 2. I think Mythic 2 is the furthest. I've been up to Mythic 2 in solo. I can't.
What's
get
that in
past
numbers?
Mythic
I
2.
can't remember the system.
I don't know.
Probably like
whatever Mythic 2 is.
33,000 or something. 3,500, maybe halfway, 2/3 of the way. It's all right. We'll get you there. You got a whole set. What are you at now? Where are you at now?
Mythic 1.
Oh, well, you've got a fucking whole season to finish it off. You'll be sweet. You just won't be able to solo queue it. You're going to need to put together a team, and because otherwise you're just pushing shit uphill. It's fucking terrible.
The thing that my issue at the moment is I've been averaging about 3 games per stream, so I just don't know what team's going to stick with me between. Guys, sit here for a moment while I do a fucking Twitter skit.
Hang on. Oh, look, someone's donated the points. I'm gonna go and pat my dog for 5 minutes. Sorry, guys.
Oh yeah, that's other content. Yeah, I've set up an IP webcam for the fucking dog. The dog has his own webcam now, and then like trust my chat. We don't want to see you play games. Put the dog on the screen. So that's
Billy sleeping on the lounge. Just
yeah.
That was the other thing that I noticed through the week too. Or yesterday, whenever it was, you posted the thing of Billy's basically Luigi to my Titus's Mario in that they look exactly the same, except mine's just shorter and squished down. He's not in here, is he? He comes in here and just sneaks up behind me and farts and just it'd derail the podcast. It'd be a bad moment.
That's hilarious. I laughed. When I showed Danny that, she was like, "Oh my god!" Because you had Titus looking like belly up, fucking being a goofball on the couch,
sound asleep. Gets yelled at for being on the lounge. Gets up there every day and sleeps like that until the point that he gets yelled at. Get off the lounge, you shit. Oh, I'm not allowed here, am I? Whatever.
No, you're not. You've never been on the couch.
You can't even be Titus, aka Dog Power Slave. What did I get up to? I actually unlocked all of the recaster this week in Destiny because I've been playing so much, and
I forgot about that thing.
Well, you need to unforget about it, mate.
What does it do?
It gives you it's like the war mind business from last
Yeah,
season.
but
It's
what functional impact does it have?
well, when you unlock it all, I just went. I need to get through it and unlock it all. Hang on, what's going on? Someone's opened the door behind me. Oh, there he is. There's a dog. I think Rach is watching a podcast. Hello. She's just let him in. Here. Oi, get out.
I don't
You'll
know.
fart. Gross. He's the most flatulent dog in the world. That was a strange little departure. Yeah, the recaster, what it does is it allows you to focus those engrams. So the more you go in, the more you unlock, the more accurately you can focus your engrams. But really, I just wanted to do it for the sake of completionism because it's the first time I've been able to get in and run all 3 characters for multiple weeks in a row and do that sort of shit. So now I'm just going to go back to being a lazy Titan. The end.
Yeah. So you have to be doing those weekly bounties, right? On each 3 characters.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I did it as quickly as I did. But there's sort of also probably farming a little bit helped because I was getting those little passive tick ups from unlocking from just doing the engrams, but it is what it is.
Oh, right. You get that bit of the boost from doing the umbral engrams, right? Yeah, I don't know. I just sort
More or
of
less, it's
forgot
just so
about
you
it.
can
I
focus
like.
your drops.
I I actually sort of want to know where people sit because I sort of completely forgot about it. I sort of wish there were more ways to earn the grind rather than just those 2 weekly bounties. So, because what is it? 2 weekly bounties is umbral engrams and then the season pass. Is that the only way you can get that twisted metal, whatever it is?
Yeah, that's it. Really, it's those 2 weekly bounties give you 500, I think, each, which is considerable. Then there's the occasional rank up package that contains it in the season pass, and then there's the every time you decrypt an umbral engram, you get like a tiny little smidgy bee's dick of a bump. So
I just feel like,
you feel like there should
like,
be more things that you can choose to do that progress
yeah,
it.
why? Yeah, why don't those bounties just reward? Why do we need 2 different fucking materials? Why do
Currencies.
we need? Why do we need a currency to do an umbral engram and a currency to level it up? Why can't we just have this is a recaster. It has recaster bounties. It gives you recaster materials.
Because this is Destiny, man. It's basically like the fucking NASDAQ index or fucking whatever video games. It's Wall Street, baby. You'll have fucking 5 different currencies just to buy coffee, motherfucker. You'll get it. You're right. You raise a valid point, though, because it would have very much become a kind of investment versus reward material, right? Like, okay, well, if you suck it all up early on, you can spend all your fucking coins or whatever they are material in upgrading your recaster to then reap the benefit later on, or you can be going through. Honestly, I think the whole thing's born of just them trying to pace it out and trying to pace the leveling of the recaster up. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I the more I play Destiny, the more I get what people say because obviously I'm playing a lot more Destiny now that I'm streaming it, and I really enjoy streaming it. But I really don't have patience anymore. Like I'm not the kind of player that will go do activities that I don't enjoy just to
Same.
level up. I just don't have that in me. I would rather just go do Crucible or Comp and enjoy playing and fucking not make any progress. Because
Yep.
the thing is, if I'm doing strikes, I'd rather go play Taki. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd rather go play
I
something
think
I enjoy.
I've done three strikes this season, and I did them on my Warlock, I think, and I did the Pinnacle for it. And I got out of that. I got the Pinnacle, and I went, "Fuck this! I'm just not doing it." So, I don't know. I don't know if you're the kind of player that grinds strikes again and again and again. Psychologically, you may be relieved to hear this. Psychologically, we are very different creatures because I just don't get it. I don't get how you can not be like, I see the load in of like fucking Brachion, and I go, oh fuck, and I do that with every strike because I've done them all to death. So, oh.
Yeah, no, but like, it's not against people who likes doing strikes. Like, I think people would like what they like. You
Yeah.
like doing strikes? Cool. Like, why can't I grind the material and the activity I like? I guess that's the very end point I'm trying to get to is like,
Yeah.
why can't you have an option to grind that season's material? I think every season there should be two options. There should be a new activity and you get the season's material from the new activity. Like, why can't I grind? I actually don't mind the pyramid public events.
Yep.
Like, they're
Yeah,
a
they're
nice
fun.
way to warm up a stream, just goofing around, chaining supers together, testing builds. Like, that's cool. It's fine, whatever. Like, why can't I get the materials from that? And why can't I just get the materials from whatever activity you like playing? Here's a bounty. You can either do PvP or you can do PvE.
I
I don't
don't
care.
understand why they don't update like the vendor bounties as you go through it. Like, I mean, I know that like overhauling the gear that they have is a huge job and all of that, and vendor refreshes is something people have asked for a lot of the time. But I don't understand why those 2 weeklies that you like, say you go to Shacks, right, and you get your 2 weeklies that'll give you bloody heaps more XP than anything else, and I don't understand why they don't reward you that really seasonal currency anyway. Like change them maybe, or use this season's weapons. Use fucking pyramid season of the pyramid of arrivals weapons to defeat so many things or whatever. It could be anything. It encourages people to do different things, but I don't understand why that. It's like everything is around that one activity, and then kind of you can go outside of the box and say, well, if you need void kills, you can go and do that in PvP as well, which is how I've done it all, really, more or less. But I don't understand why we don't integrate more of the different vendors into seasonal progress. I think it'd
Yeah,
freshen
I
it
never
up.
really thought about that. Like, why, why, because I go and get a whole bunch of Crucible bounties now because I'm playing heaps of Crucible. Like, why not? Why don't those bounties give me like the season materials?
Yeah, I mean, like you look at Shax. He's been standing in the same spot for 4 fucking years. The Almighty just crashed into the fucking thing. He didn't even flinch. He's just standing in the same spot. Just, how you going? You don't go up to him and he goes, Jesus, that was fucking close. He just goes, oh, Guardian. you know? Zavala's out there going, shit. I nearly
I
got
think
written
I
off.
think I think the thing about Destiny is because it's constantly evolving and it's constantly changing. It's sort of like it depends on the time. So I think the current model was fine. I don't know, a couple years ago, maybe.
Yep.
And I feel I get a collective sense that people are sort of getting to the end of like they play Destiny out, but they'll get on and they'll just do what they like and then they'll get off. Like
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe that's just me reflecting how I feel onto other people. But I sort of get that impression that it's sort of like I still like Destiny. I like playing Destiny. I'll get on, I'll play a bit of the season, but I'm probably not the grindy person anymore. Like I'm not as fussed with maxing a recaster out. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you
Yeah.
think
Yeah, dude, I'm there as well. That's where I've been for probably the last 18 months, to be honest, is like everyone jokes and shit. Like Nick and the boys always give me shit because it's like the last 2 weeks of a season. I'm scrambling around trying to get everything done to get the, the fucking title, and they've all had it unlocked for fucking forever, right? Or they've had like one little thing that they needed to do to finish it off to get it done. Where I'm like, oh fuck, I've got to like literally get in there and do the maths of if it's even fucking possible for me to go and to get the title. Because I go in and I load up Destiny and I'm like, what are we doing tonight? Okay, well, I don't have a plan. I'm just going to jump in control and roll around and, try and improve my game a little bit, but have a laugh with my mates. Oh, we're playing trials. Okay, well, cool. Or we're playing survival or elimination or whatever you want to call it, comp. I think, like, I think that's the way I play Destiny and it always will be. But I totally get what you're saying in that, like, I think a lot of people are starting to get to that point. And the way that they're incentivizing these seasonal systems is that if you miss a few steps, if you're out for a few weeks, it becomes harder and harder and harder to get in and get it done. Like, you think about that public event at the end of this season. Who's going to be doing the public event when there's no need to do the public event? No one. Duck eggs. So
yeah,
you're
but
going to load
nothing's
into an
really tied to
instance.
doing it though, is it?
Yeah, you're going to load into an instance if you've come late to the party and be trying to complete the public event, and there'll be fucking no one there.
Interestingly, though, we didn't see the same issues with that public event compared to the towers, right?
Oh, they've made a lot of improvements on I suspect anyway, because it is pretty rare that you load in and there's no one really around. But it's pretty good. It's much better, but I do still have that concern. Like there's been instances where I've loaded in to, just try and knock over some of those bounties and completionist stuff, and there's no one there. So, and that's still we're only 3 weeks into the season, so it's kind of worrying that we've got another 8 weeks to go, and let's see if it's starting to trickle down like that. Maybe there's things on the back end that they can tighten up that'll help that sort of process. But yeah, I don't know.
I love the engram stuff. I love the engram. I like the focus engram. I still think the economy's off with like, I don't even care if it's not the most. I just feel if you're going to have bounties that are only specific to weekly bounties to give you the one material that you need, I just feel like you need, maybe that's the most efficient way to get them. But I feel like just playing the game, just give me a tiny bit of material. Just Cruci match. Give me a bit of the material. Give me fucking something from
it feels a bit artificially gated. And I think that's the thing that is like frustrating. Is it like, oh, well, there's only these 4 things that I can do to even get that shit. So whatever.
Yeah.
Like, and that's, Destiny's always been that, play your way kind of game, jump in, do whatever you like, and you'll, kind of be rewarded for it. Yep, I'll allow it. We'll say that. Mysterious Stranger in the chat raises a valid point that there will be an incentive to be playing the public event every week, contact public event, because it does feed into the interference story mission as it progresses.
Yeah.
But I guess if you get in on a Wednesday or a Tuesday American time and get it done then you're all right. But trust me, come fucking next Monday, there's not a lot of people around. Everyone's kind of blasted through it.
Luckily, though, you don't have to actually do much to get that darkness charge.
Shoot a few things and make a token effort. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, coming up on this this week at Bungie, I'll bring this down here because I don't want to look up like I'm staring through the ceiling, and that's weird. We've got Iron Banner returning this week, so I do love Iron Banner. It's one of my favorite things in Destiny. I know it catches a lot of shit, lag banner and fucking all of that, but it will begin at reset on June 30 and run for a week as they always do. There are 2 reprised weapons. The Forward Path and the Fool's Remedy. So that is, it looks like a fucking auto rifle and a sidearm. I don't know. Anyway, not particularly fast. The weapons below are considered reissued, and we'll have, this is the thing we're getting into, probably the problem of the sunsetting system, is that they're bringing back weapons to this current season that have been in the loot pool before that will extend their life beyond where they would have, finished, but they don't appear to have been substantially changed. So I guess, coming through and making things redundant is all well and good, but I haven't really formulated my thoughts on this, but there's kind of something in there that it feels a bit hollow and cheap, that you're going to have this gun already. You're going to have your Criminal's Dagger from last year, and they're going to come along and go, nope, you can't use that. And then you'll be able to get the exact same roll, get it to drop again, and then they'll be like, no, that's okay. It's no different. I feel like at least there needs to be a change in viable perks and stuff on that weapon, but ultimately I understand the reason they're doing it, but for me, this was the concern, that it'd all feel a little bit cheap and forced.
Yeah, but when is that meant to start though? Is that already started, or is that meant to happen in September?
I think it's September. It hasn't. I mean, nothing's been sunset yet. But yeah, this will mean that you'll be able to have a Criminal's Dagger that'll be completely out of date, and you won't be able to use in endgame activities. Which, whatever. You're probably not using your fucking criminals in trials anyway. It's a bit shit.
For what, raid or trials, whatever.
But it does feel a little bit artificial. So I guess we'll see. So when we get there, this is sort of the first week where I'm like, feeling a little bit less in line with it. So interestingly, the 2 reprise weapons will roll with 2 specific perks that are only available on Iron Banner weapons. Iron Grip, which improves the stability at a cost of reload speed. and Iron Gaze, which improves weapon target acquisition at the cost of range. So it'll be interesting to see how powerful these Iron Banner perks actually are.
Right.
That and the skin set is they've got a cool shader, but hang on, where are we? Look, I'll just do this.
Bring it up.
There we
Bring
go.
it up.
Have a look.
Show
Have a
us.
look. Everyone can have a look. Tell us what you think of the Iron Banner armor. Titan looks like a fucking xenomorph alien in my opinion. Not my cup of tea, but you know, if it's your thing, go for it. Also, there's this nice little thing emblem that it's green and gold, I suppose. If you're Australian,
Wait, you don't like the Titan? I think that looks quite cool.
You're a hunter. Just shush. Your opinion is invalid. Your Titan license has been revoked. Revoked.
Hey.
Revoked.
Revoked.
Hunter looks like a chug. All right, let's get into probably the most important part of the TOB this week, beyond them speaking to the nonsense going on in the community, is that you can still go in and get your Black Lives Matter pin, and I've seen an absolute shitload of the emblem doing the rounds everywhere, and it's pretty empowering to see. Good job if you've gone there and grabbed one so far. Good on you. They're still available for pre-order. You'll get your emblem instantly. And a great way to support something and show a little love for Destiny at the same time. Good job. And the other thing in the TOB is there's Twitch Prime loots. You can get the Brain Explosion emote, the Burnout, the Ghost Rider, Exotic Sparrow, the Plasma Shell, which, look, I'll just load it up again so you can have a look. Bloody hell. There you go. Keep changing this. Don't shame me for my Destiny wallpapers, you fucking nerds. And this is kind of a pretty average looking ship. I'm not sure why anyone would give a shit about this ship. And a nondescript ship. Stellar pavements. Great. Thanks very much.
Someone was like, "Oi, we need 4 exotics for the Twitch Prime jobs. Give it to the fucking new kid. Give it to the intern at Bungie." And he's like, "No,
but I
really
really like the Stellar Pavements legendary ship. Fucking no one cares about legendary ships. Destiny.
It's true.
Like, if you are watching this video and you have a legendary ship equipped, if you're listening, watching, wherever, if you're live in chat, let us know, because I can guarantee there won't be more than 3 people, because most of us just have a fucking exotic one because they're cooler. The end. Lieutenant Hippie, you're lying. I'm not believing you.
Get out.
Get out. Automatic dismantling for legendary ships. It needs to be a thing. All right, Matty. It's that time. It's that time.
Oh, it's lore time.
It's lore time. What's coming up on the lore fucking front this week?
Dude, I'm going to blow your little fucking minds off. Did you see my tweet this morning?
Matt, you know that I've been asleep until like literally 20 minutes before the podcast started.
All right,
I got up and all I saw was Dr. Disrespect is gone. And I haven't seen anything else.
Right, listen here, you little shits. I'm going to quiz you like I normally do.
Okay.
When you go into your artifact log,
Yes.
the seed,
Yes.
and you upgrade your artifact,
Yes.
what happens?
It gets more covered in the darkness.
Oh, you know when that kid's really struggling to answer questions in school, but actually somehow by miracle puts words together to give it the correct answer? Yes, that's correct.
We've been over this with the chimp on the typewriter. I've just accidentally pumped out Shakespeare. There we go.
So, look, I was getting really frustrated because I just didn't understand the tree, the seed, Osiris getting the seed, and so I did a deep dive into the tree of silver wings, the seed of silver wings, and what it all fucking means, and just put everything together in everything we see in game, everything we see in the lore, and just sort of try to make some sense of what's happening. So that's the next video. Uh, to really boil it down, uh, the only real thing you see in game is that the seed acts as a communication device with the darkness.
Yep.
When you get the weekly mission, the weekly missions for Season of Arrivals, and you go and speak to Eris, have a look next time, because when you actually, when you see her at the end and you press like interact, you actually place the seed in front of her, and then Eris actually spouts off a bit of lore, and then you get the lore book entry. And so that sort of tells you like an in-game story that, yeah, you go to the public event, you charge the seed with the darkness, you then bring it to Eris. Nokris and Savathun try to stop you by taking you to the ascendant plane. You beat them. You end up coming back to the tree. You give the seed to Eris. She receives a message from the darkness, and that's why you get the lore book. So, but it's not like very obvious in game if you're not paying attention, because you just feel like
Yeah, okay.
chatter.
So,
So that's
every single week we load into that place and get abducted by Nokris and Savathun in some kind of like Roadrunner, Wile E. Coyote-esque perpetual failure that they okay.
Yeah.
I'd not put that together. Fair enough.
So we're getting messages. We're trying to get messages from the darkness, basically. Well, Eris is. So that's the first thing. If you then go and read, like, Matt, honestly, I don't think this video is going to perform well, because it's not necessarily it's a bit boring. It's just like, it's a fucking slog to give you all the background information that you need to get to the punchline, essentially. So you got to go read all this stuff about the garden, and the winnower and the gardener and the light and the dark, and they have a wrestle match in the garden that created a life. Turns out there was a tree in the garden too. The tree got destroyed. We don't know what the significance of that is, really. We just know there was a tree there and it gets fucked up. And then we know that another tree spouted in the cradle. And we know that the cradle on Io was with the last place the traveler touched. So that's like the light.
Yep.
So I'm like, okay, so there was another tree that's grown in the cradle, and I'm going to assume it's been impacted by light, which is why it's all white, essentially. But interestingly, the tree in the garden is basically like a darkness tree. It's like it says stuff like, when people are around it, they turn to violence. Its bark is of, destruction. The leaves destroyed civilizations and shit like that.
Yeah, right.
So it's like, are we seeing two different types of trees? Are we seeing like a tree of the light and a tree of darkness somehow? Are they impacted by each other? And then the main sort of kicker is, if you actually read the lore tab of the seed, because it has its own lore tab. The artifact has its own lore tab, and it basically says that the seed acts as an engine of integration, incorporating that which it contacts into its structure. It feeds from paracausal energy, the light, the dark. They are vying for dominance within its every particle. So the seed is neutral.
The seed is the battleground, more or less.
Yeah, the darkness are vying for it, which I believe is why Osiris, he stole the seed from the darkness aboard a pyramid ship, I think. So the darkness had captured it.
Yep.
He returned. Well, I think he planted it. I think he's the one who planted it for us. But then we go put darkness in it anyway. So what does it mean?
The numbers, Mason. What do they mean?
The numbers. I think the main thing to take away.
But hey, aren't we like an analog of the seed then, really? If the way that Destiny's going, we become like a conduit for both light and dark, is what's happening with the seed is clearly driving the plot. So maybe us sort of balancing the seed with light and dark is our way of then becoming that way ourselves.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. My prediction is We keep infusing the seed with the darkness. It allows us to Eris to communicate with the darkness. We already have an example of a tree of light. I think the seed could sprout into some dark thing, whether that's a tree of darkness, and we'll get a new powers from that.
Yeah, or it could be like a tree of the combinedness, like a
Oh yeah,
neutral tree,
half half,
right?
half half.
Like maybe it'll fill the space that's in that massive tree that Eris is standing under now, and it'll be like part like light, part dark, and all together, and it'll flower
So
again.
you know that meme where like trying to explain the law?
Yeah.
I was I was I was doing that with Gamma Trap because I didn't actually give him the whole brief and he never responded and he started drawing. And then I said, "Did you get the message?" He's like, "Oh shit, I forgot to respond." I said, "Well, what have you started drawing?" He's like, "Well, I'm drawing a tree of light." I'm like, "So I probably should have told you." My- and then you just see our messages. So and then he's like, "Is it Savathun?" It's like, "No, it's not Savathun." Oh fuck, it could be Savathun. I don't know, but no, that's not the message so far.
So what did he do? Control invert color. Now it's a tree of dark. Good.
Yeah.
I feel like I might be understating Gammon's skill set there, but
Yeah, so you should get a spooky tree. You should get a spooky tree for the next piece of art, which I think look, I know you guys love Destiny, but I prefer artwork that could be Destiny, but could not be Destiny. I sort of love those pieces the best. So stay tuned. I think you'll get a really cool piece of art from Gamma Trap. There you
awesome.
go.
I'm going to look forward to it. But so that's, I mean, that's the conclusion that you've come to in it, that it's sort of
Yeah.
like using this seed to balance out light and dark.
Not even to balance. I think it's I think this will lead into unlocking stasis powers somehow. That's the conclusion I've come to.
Do you think? All right, look, we're gonna take off our lore hats for a little while here, and we're gonna jump straight back into just making shit up, which we we do very effectively on the DDU. Do you think that stasis as a power will just be the first of several sort of dark powers that we unlock? Do you think we can hope to see
Uh,
that?
the only reason I say no is because it will be an element.
Yeah.
It's going to be void, arc, solar, and stasis. So I don't think they're going to introduce another two dark side elements. Maybe, but I reckon
Look,
we'll
all
be
right.
talking years.
Let's open. We're gonna open up chat because this we can. We're at the back end of the episode. We can do what we want because I like the fact that stasis is like ice power, right? Like we've seen the little teaser, little bits of information come through, and it's from Europa. The fucking it ties in very well thematically with where the next big DLC goes, right? But if you could pick another couple of powers to balance out the light and the dark trees of Destiny, right? So you've got what arc, solar, void, light, and we've got stasis over here that's dark. What do
Yeah.
you add to that? I mean, it's hard. Don't get me wrong, because I wouldn't have thought of fucking ice to begin with.
Steel.
Yes, fucking steel.
Some sort of like spooky tree, like some sort of like vines, like bug type. Yeah, bug type.
Bug type guardians.
Yeah, like vines and spooky trees and shit.
Adrian with dirt power. Dirt
Is that
power.
Adrian? Is it the Adrian
Yes.
we know?
Yes. He's
Oh,
incognito.
dude, I didn't even know that's Adrian.
I've just
He's
outed
been in
him.
my streams.
Yeah, he's putting up with your shit. I've just outed him. Dirt power. That was box full of dirt power juice. All right. So we've got ice, dirt, and bug. Solid contribution to the future of Destiny, DDU and audience. Well done.
You've done for it.
Ghost type guardians. We've kind of already got that.
The Spectral Blades is pretty ghosty.
Pretty ghosty. And also incredibly cheap.
Spectral.
I used that for the first time the other day and I'm disgusted with how easy it is. I don't know how you were so bad at it. You know, I had to have a conversation the other day.
Says the Titans, and I fucking know exactly how you guys work. I just see you holding W, flying through the air with Junies on, or fucking whatever bullshit you're using, Titan slam the ground, and then just shotgun. I mean, get out of here. You're more predictable than fucking mathematics. I don't know.
You really left yourself hanging there.
Fucking W Titan.
There was a guy came into my stream, a new follower. I can't remember his name at the moment, but he's like, he obviously listened to the DDU, and it was the first time he'd caught me live, and I was just having an absolute rip and tear game of Crucible the other night, which admittedly, because of skill-based matchmaking going away, I've been doing more and more. And he's like, "What the fuck? I thought you were shit at this." I'm like, "Oh, okay, maybe I need to stop trying to be the champion of the self-improvement and start realizing that maybe I can just kick people's heads in a little bit and be unashamed about it."
Well, there's definitely some openings in the PvP community. Got him.
Got him.
Get the fuck out of here.
Fucking maggots. All right. Well, if you've got any questions and you're rocking on in chat or anything you want us to discuss, please just drop us a line right fucking now. But what's the plan? Look, me and Maddie, we need to season of departures, the arrival of karma. I mean, I don't want to tap dance on someone's grave, but hey. Fucking hell, this fucking podcast, Jesus.
Don't worry, we're in the back end. No one watches the back end.
No one watches. No one goes this deep. The one thing, me and Matt, look, it's probably time that we outed ourselves on this. Actually, that was a really poor choice of words given everything that's gone on this weekend. But really, what we're pioneering a new type of content, and the new type of content.
Oh yes,
we need to talk about this because we're going to unapologetically do this for basically forever. What Matt and Matt realized it first, and I've kind of like come in and given it a term to define it. But Matt literally uploading videos every day of nothing in particular to promote a Destiny stream. 90% of the time, there's not even Destiny in it. So we're pioneering a field. We're going to give it a name. It's called non-tent. That is what we're moving into the field of non-tent, where we will promote ourselves by. I may well be sitting in a car recording another disingenuous video. I am fully committed. I ate a fucking Maxibon on the stream ASMR the other night for no reason whatsoever. Felicia fucking hated it. I'll probably use that as my, and I'm going to use it as promotional material. How insipid.
It's nothing content.
Non-tent.
And it perfectly describes my streams, to be honest.
We're not here to make you think. We're not here to challenge your perceptions of the world. What we are here to do is just stop you thinking for a while. Just give you a place where the rules of normal life don't apply. Where we can just be a complete fucking weirdo and it doesn't really matter.
I showed my mum, right, the tweet of I was having dinner at mum and dad's last night, and I showed him. Look, mum said I could be anything, so I was a disappointment. Anyway, I showed.
Special.
I showed her the Twitter video of me patting the dogs. And, hey, mum, look at this. This is the best content I've made. Looks me dead in the eyes. People will really pay for anything these days. Walks off.
Yes,
she just flamed the entire chat, and you guys weren't even fucking there. And I said, "Mum, this is a serious job. I'm providing entertainment." Please respect the craft.
I'm an entertainer. Who knew? It started out of lore videos, and now I'm fucking patting a dog on the stream. No
I
one saw
actually
that.
think I actually think I've beaten the law out of anyone. I hardly get any law questions anymore. People are like, pat the dog. Quick.
Billy Cam, Billy Cam. I mean, admittedly, we've got to talk about the pioneer in the field. I mean, sadly, Bailey's not around anymore, but Jay Sniperton was really a trailblazer in this field of having a dog camera set up. He was
Yeah.
really credit where it's due. Jay is a true pioneer and a visionary and well ahead of his time. So if
Yep.
Matt's
Okay.
stolen it years down the line, try to claim it as his own. Don't let him get away with it.
Yeah, I mean, it was an awkward conversation when Danny got home and there's a fucking tripod mount with a camera pointed at the couch. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
Carson Couch down under.
No, it's for the dog. It's a dog camera. It's a Papa Cam.
I never
I've
thought
got
of
it.
that.
Because I'm fucking using like I've got a proper fucking like mount out there as well. It's like a full setup with it plugged in and everything.
You just look like the
Oh,
most
what?
hardcore pervert ever.
I don't know.
What have you been doing on this lounge? And do I need to wipe it down before sitting on it?
Imagine if people came over my house and I just had the fucking tripod set up. Like, come around for dinner, log. Bring your missus.
What's that about? Nothing. I'll show you
Complete.
later.
Complete U-turn. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, yeah. What I like to do is when people come over, I leave the setup there, and then I just get a big bowl and I ask people to put their keys in the bowl as they come in.
I never understood that because does that mean that like no one carpools or what? Like, and
Have we finished the podcast yet?
and like, who doesn't know what sort of car their friends drive? Really, like, it's the thinnest veil of like picking who you want to root ever. It's just stupid. It doesn't work. Surely, in the day and age of the internet, we could just get a random number generator if you swingers are fucking serious.
Oh my god.
Anyway, moving on. This is not the week to be joking about such shit.
No.
Please, chat, save us. Give us a question. There was one. I saw one. I'm gonna scroll back up for it. Any thoughts on Anna Bray's prototype exoframe?
Oh, I had people saying this. I don't quite know. Someone kept saying it was an exoframe. I just assumed it was just a suit to go outside. I don't know. So there's a law part that has Anna Bray suit up, and some people keep saying it's an exo suit, but I need to read it again. I'm actually not sure. I don't know. I didn't get that impression when I read it the first time, but maybe it was an exosuit. I don't know. I just assumed it was a spacesuit, so she didn't immediately die.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Anyway,
But could be different.
Sorry, I mean, if you're wanting an answer, suck it in, I suppose. We know nothing. Come in next week where we will have forgotten about it and not answer it yet again.
Damn it.
Oh Jesus! There's no one's brave enough to ask questions. They're like, these dudes will just turn it into some fucking casting.
Yeah, no, everyone's the law hobbitses are scared. Scared law hobbitses.
Oh wow! All right. Well, what? I don't know. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Broken wing games.
Broken wing. I can't wait to get back to training, to be honest. But no, I don't have. Oh, I did. Oh yes, actually, tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Yep.
I'm recording the anthology reading. By the way.
Oh wow! Fuck, that's been a long time coming. Like not as a shot, but like I'd kind of forgotten about it.
Yeah, the promise was if we got to 1,000 subs on Twitch, I would do an anthology reading of book number 1. So I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but I actually forgot there was a fireplace in my parents' front room, in the good room. You remember when people used to have good rooms?
You want to know my story about the good room, right?
Yeah,
we had a good room at home, right? When I was a kid, and it had these lounges in it, and they were like, fuck, they were the ugliest fucking lounges of all time. Right? They were like tartan green with like this like coloured fuck. They were disgusting, right? But because they were in such incredible nick, because no one ever fucking sat on them. Like we bought them when I was like 8 or something. When I'm like 23 and moving out of home, these lounges are still in the family and they're fucking pristine. So mum's like, we're going to give you the good lounges. And me and Rach are like, oh, wow. We get these fucking ugly green lounges. The first time my parents came over to like me and Rach living at home for the first time, they come over. Dogs are up on the lounge. Mum's like, they're the good lounges. Like, not anymore, they're not. They're like fucking 20 years old. No one cares. Give it to me, it's not good. But it's just like this instinctive, like I was going to put like fucking plastic covers on them to protect them.
Okay, look, now let me tell you about the story about
sorry.
everyone's got a story about the good room. Yeah. Everyone has a story about the good room, except for kids that are like born in the 2000s when the good room was replaced with the home theater, because you don't get good rooms anymore. You get home theaters. But back in the day, you would have a good room that no one ever fucking used, and it would just sit there, right?
You'd use it eventually if your family was the family that hosted Christmas that year. That's it. Other than that, no one was in the good room.
Yes. So we actually had like a double good room. One of the like good room with a sunken lounge, right? And my uncle's a carpenter. Yeah, I must be rich, right?
That's a very good room.
It's got pink carpet. You're gonna see pink carpet in the anthology by Get Wrecked. You're gonna see pink carpet. The sunken lounge has a fireplace, which I totally forgot because it's never been on in my entire life. And then the fireplace is.
Please don't tell me you're going to use this fireplace for the first.
Yes, we're going to use the fireplace.
Have you made sure that it's in serviceable condition, or are you prepared to just smoke out your own stream?
We'll have the fucking cameras running, so either way, we'll get some footage.
Non-tent, ladies and gentlemen. Mylan Games. Mylan Games, get down low and go, go, go.
Right, the good room when you get down, like, go, go, go. You're imagining my house on fire, and it's not funny, right?
It's not your house; it's your parents' house, which is worse. It's heaps worse, actually.
Yeah, wait till they fucking explain how the house burnt down. Well, do you know what Twitch is? Them talking to them friends having coffee at Dome. Do you know what Twitch is? No. Well, fuck, don't worry about it, to be honest. Oh, this is a long.
I keep going. I think anyone who's here is here for it. It's fine. I haven't looked at the live numbers. I never look, but I'm sure that there's plenty of people who are just hanging in here for the fucking conclusion of whatever this story is.
Right. So the sunken part of the good room. Okay. Eventually, when Chris, my twin brother, when we got to our teenage years, it got upgraded to the pool room. Okay.
Oh wow.
So they got a pool table. We got rid of the couches that have never been sat on for fucking 25 years. Or it wouldn't be 25. It's 15 years. They got rid of the couches, put a pool table in there. Boom. Now it's a pool room. Now people are going in there and using it. My parents go away. Okay. They go away to fucking wherever, US.
Oh, no.
I'm like, dude. I was like, dude, and the house is a nice house. We need a fucking party.
No, Matty.
We had the biggest fucking party that you've ever You weren't allowed in. The conditions of entry was you had to bring a bottle of spirits. It was a cocktail party.
How old were you?
Right? Oh, fucking old enough to know better.
18, 19. Actually, old enough to think that just Scotch and Coke is a cocktail.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, so we're having this fucking party. And you know how it is. Like, guys. Actually, I'm mixing stories together. There's actually two separate instances, but don't worry. Just go with it. You won't know the difference.
This is a fictional recounting of Mylan's youth. It's good. You're in the good room.
You remember the rules? No. No fucking drinks in the good room, okay? Because you'd fuck up the carpet, you fuck up the pink carpet, and especially no drinks in the pool table. Because it was a fucking good pool table, and because it's in the good room, it gets even less use. So there's no even fucking divots in it. It's a good pool table, right? And this one fucking dude from high school, and I still fucking remember it, fucking Jono. Is you here, Jono? Get fucked, all right? No, Jono.
Hashtag fuck Jono, right?
He was extremely unco. I'm sorry, Jono. You were an unco dude, right? And if anyone was going to spill it on the table, it was going to be fucking him. So he's got a beer, which he shouldn't have, playing pool in the pool room. And where's the beer? It's resting on the fucking, on the side part. And I spot him. I said, Jono, no beer in here, mate. You spill it on the table. I'm not making this shit up. And he goes, oh, don't worry, man. Oh, we're fucking in the good room. Oh, fucking, I'm not going to spill it. I'm like, okay. Don't fucking spill it on the pool table or on the floor. Oh, yeah, fucking pussy, whatever. I leave. I go back into the other side of the house. I get fucking sad Jono approaching me. I'm like, is that Matt? Spilt beer, fucking whole bottle of beer on the pool table.
No, Jono's in the good room, kids. You've heard it here first.
Yeah, literally 4 seconds later, I'm like, motherfucker, I'm so angry with you. I've got another house party story, but maybe we'll say that for next time. I don't know if I've told it on stream. It's a good one.
It sounds good. It sounds good. I'm not sure what this has become. It's just become the DDU talks about Destiny and then Log and Matt recount their youth.
I tell you, Log.
Oh, you know me. I've got heaps of fucking yarns.
Dude,
I've got mountains of yarns.
Look, our superpowers, right? We haven't got given much in life.
Admittedly. I mean, I'm just a humble suburban dad sitting here hosting a podcast wearing fucking track pants. So
our superpowers are shit pub stories. Like that's what we've got.
Yeah. You know what we need? We need, I think, and I'm going to line this up for episode 200 of the DDU. So not for a while yet, but not that far away either. I think we've got 22 episodes. For episode 200, we'll get Keg on. And we'll not talk about Destiny whatsoever. And maybe you can get Chris on and we can just do yarns from start to finish unapologetically. Because Keg's got the like all of the detail that I missed because I was hammered fucking drunk and he was there normally driving because he had to get up and go to work at fucking Target the next morning or whatever.
I think what we need a pub story section. Maybe it's once a month, and we would have to vet the stories. But I love nothing more than hearing a pub story as I do telling one. Like I want chat.
I think it's an important part of Australian culture that we can share with the world.
Yeah, like I want people to submit their pub stories, and then maybe we just have we'll pick one once a month and have a fucking yarn.
Yep.
And just because there's nothing beats it. Nothing beats a couple bevies in it. Good story.
We might have to record it on a Friday night. Just all right. Well, look, what we might do is we might draw a line, pop a pin in it there, and get on with the rest of our lives. But Maddie, what have you got planned for this week? You got your video coming out on Monday, and then streaming, and then just like streaming yourself.
Anthology recording tomorrow.
Oh God!
Finish the video. Finish the video for Sunday night, Monday morning. Streaming each day. And then my PhD funding runs out next Friday. Fucking, I was meant to graduate, but I'm not there yet.
Maddie, live from the good room tomorrow.
Can
you please tee up your mum at random intervals just to come in and yell at you for having a drink? Just because you're gonna have to have at least a glass of water.
Not in the pool room.
reading. Matthew! No drinks in the pool room. My mum would 100% be down for that, I reckon. If our positions were reversed. All right, so that's what time? What time are you doing that? In the morning?
It won't be live.
Okay, so you're gonna record a video of it. You're gonna edit it, or are you just gonna?
Yeah. No, I'm gonna do it properly. It's gonna go off to Nick to do his fucking magic podcast editing. So I don't even know if this will be the final recording. I'll probably record 2-3 hours of reading, and then just give it to Nick and going like, "How fucked is this? Like, can you do anything with this?" Like, then
Can you salvage this? Are you taking your mic? You're taking your SM7?
yeah, I'm gonna take my whole PC. Yeah.
Yeah, right. You'll be right. You'll be right. That'll sound good. You know what we need to do then? If you're not going to do it live, we need to line up a fucking Twitch screening of it, so we can just hang in chat and watch it and just get fucking hammered and laugh. Because I think
We could do it. I mean,
it's a good
I
idea.
honestly like it might be like 10 hours long.
I don't know that I've got the legs for that kind of endurance anymore.
Like, that's a big fucking
I had the
pizza
boys
party.
around the other night. I had the boys around the other night and kind of got to about 11 o'clock, and I'm like, oh, just fuck off and go home because I'm sleepy. But, I think you need to do that. I think you need to think of a cunning way to do it as a fucking launch party, because it'll be funny. I think a lot of people will get a kick out of it. All right, so that's your plan for tomorrow. I don't have any specific plans. I'm going to, actually what I've been thinking, and just completely to throw myself under the bus and put immense pressure on myself. I've been doing a lot more music on streams, but I've been planning that maybe I'm going to try and just smash out a song of random quality every week. Just Monday nights, more focused on music, put together a song, and then let the song go out. Just like no words or anything. But then you can use it in your fucking streams without having to worry about monetization. It's not going to be good, but it'll be something.
That'd be non-tent.
It'll be non-tent. It'll be me pissing about on a guitar. So I'm thinking about that. I outed on myself, and now I put pressure on myself, so I have to do it. But I'm going to stream, probably play Trials tonight. That's the deal. So if you're fucking kicking around, if you've listened to this and it's American morning time, then I'll be floating around doing that. But good. All right. So we might leave it there. But irrespective of where you are listening to, watching this nonsense, whether you're here in the live audience, whether you watch it on YouTube next Friday, doesn't matter to us. We're just appreciative that you turn up, give us your fucking time, have a laugh. And that's what it's all about, especially with everything that's gone on in the fucking community this week. For us to be able to get on and address it and get back to having a laugh was fucking important. So rock and roll, be good to each other. Maddie, where is the law going to find the good people of the DDU
Okay,
podcast
just
this
come
week?
come with a journey with me. Come on a journey with me, right?
I'm
You
already
open the
worried.
door, boom, left-hand side. As soon as you enter the house, left-hand side's a good room. Like, fuck, that's a good room. There's a pool table there. You take a step into the good room, and you hear this like whispering. You're like, where the fuck is this whispering coming from? You're walking around the room listening for this whispering. And you realize it's coming from the fireplace. You lean down, you put an ear to the fireplace, like, what's this whispering? Fuck you, Johnny! You can't sit there. and then it says, the law will find you.
The law found him like a spilt beer on a pool table.
Yeah, bye-bye.
All right, see you. Hang by for a raid. Bye.